Okay, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Dustin Johnson into the virtual interview room, making his first start since having to withdraw from the CJ Cup at Shadow Creek. Dustin, how's your health and the state of your game?
My health is good. The state of my game is undetermined.
All right. We'd like to ask you real quick if you can take us through your thoughts on your previous season, winning PGA Tour Player of the Year honors after winning FedEx Cup and 3 tour titles. Just comment a little bit about what an extraordinary year it was.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good year. It was, obviously, especially at the end of the year, I really played well. For that kind of from the PGA through the Tour Championship, I really played some really good golf. Even in the U.S. Open, I played very well. Yeah, obviously to win Player of the Year, it's a great honor, and it's voted on by your peers. So it's something that means a lot to me, and it's just a great honor to win that.
And before we open it up to questions, Dustin, you have 2 top 5s in 5 starts at this event, but also we're at a new golf course. What are your thoughts on Memorial Park and the type of game it may suit?
The golf course is good. It's a big golf course. It's long. So, I think it's, and you got to be on your game. The green's got a lot of slope and undulation in them. So, you got to hit it in the right spots if you want to have any kind of look at birdie. And, if you miss greens, you're going to have a really tough time making pars, especially if you're in the wrong spot. The golf course, I think it's going to play fairly difficult. It's a long golf course. You hit a lot of mid to long irons. You get, you don't get many wedges in your hand out here. So, I think you're going to have to golf your ball around here if you want to shoot a good score.
Okay, thank you for that. We will start with questions, and we'll start with Bob Herrig with ESPN.
Okay, hey, thanks, Dustin. Glad you're doing well. Can you take us through a little bit of how it went? What you dealt with COVID. Was it worse than you thought? And also just, how it impacted your preparations for the Masters. You obviously missed 2 tournaments you were planning on playing.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad as far as I didn't get really sick. I felt I felt like I had a cold for a few days, and then after that, I didn't, so I was pretty much asymptomatic, but a little fatigue and things like that. But I couldn't really figure out if that was because I was stuck in a hotel room for like 11 days not doing anything, or it was COVID that made me feel that way. So, because I didn't leave the room for 11 days. I was just laying around kind of doing nothing. And, it was one of those things almost too, I was like waiting to get sick because, you have it and you're sitting there just so. But for me, it was very mild, and obviously I'm very thankful for that. But, it's, it definitely puts a wrench in your plans on what you were trying to do. Obviously I was planning on playing, Shadow Creek and Sherwood, those 2 events. I had a lot more time off than I was planning on.
When were you able to start hitting balls again and, sort of get back after it?
I waited until like last Monday, really. So it was, kind of 2 weeks. Just over 2 weeks before I started practicing again, and but then obviously not playing or doing anything for 2 weeks. The first day I just didn't hit balls for very long, because I got kind of tired, and then kind of practice a little more each day. But yeah, it's been going pretty well so far.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Doug Ferguson with the Associated Press.
Skip.
Who's talking right now? Thanks, DJ. I now have a 15-part question, if you don't mind. Nice to see you again, too.
You too.
Going back to the previous question, during your time off, did you try and think back to where or how you might have picked this up in terms of routine changing? And secondly, if you were a player going to Augusta that had to be tested, considering what you went through, would you be nervous waiting for the result?
Absolutely. That's the only good thing that came out of this is I know I'm playing next week at the Masters. So yeah, I mean, I'd be nervous for sure. I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, because I had no idea where I got it from. I thought about it and tried to figure it out. I had every person that I had been around, people that have been in my house, any person that I'd come in contact with, my friends, family, people that work for me, every single one of them went and got tested. Not Paulina, the kids, everybody, not one person had it. So, the only thing I can figure is I got it in Vegas, just in, from, I don't even know how I got it there, but that's the only place I could have got it because not one person that I was around had it.
Thanks. I'll come back with the other 12 later.
And nobody got it either from me, so.
Okay, let's go to Steve Hummer with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Yeah, hi Dustin. If I could take you back to the last Masters as you're leaving that Sunday, what are your thoughts at that point? You had such a terrific back nine. Is it frustration for coming close, or just happiness about the charge made?
Yeah, it was. I played really well. I played well all 4 days. Just Saturday and Sunday, I played really good golf. I didn't make enough putts. I hit it well enough. I put myself in the right positions. I just, obviously on the back nine, I made a little bit of a charge on Sunday, which was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And still had a putt there on 18. Had a few putts there, on a few of the other holes on the back nine, but hit some good putts. I just couldn't get in the hole, and so. But obviously, yeah, it was a lot of fun and exciting. But yeah, unfortunately, I came up one shot short.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any carryover to how much that makes you look forward to this one now, knowing how close you have been.
Yeah, the last couple Masters, I've played well and kind of been in contention. So, I enjoy playing the golf course. I think it sets up well for me. Obviously, no matter how much I like it or how great it sets up for me, I've got to play good golf if I want a chance to win. But I do love every time. I love going to the Masters. I love playing in the Masters, and I always look forward to it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Sean Martin with PGAtour.com.
Hey, Dustin. Can you just take us through 11 days in the hotel room, what you did to pass all that time? That was more challenging than being sick. It was obviously stuck in a room for 11 days is not fun. I watched a lot of TV, but even then I ran out of stuff to watch. But yeah, it was really boring. Were you able to? Did you try to work out at all, or?
No, I didn't. I didn't leave the room, so.
In the room.
No, I did not. But the most movement I made was to the shower, and then I had a little outside area, so I'd go sit outside for a little bit. And that was it. And
then Memorial Park, any courses on tour that you would compare it to that it's similar to?
Not off the top of my head.
Deceiving at all, having so few bunkers, or is that a different look that you guys may not be accustomed to?
There's still some bunkers. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of holes that don't have bunkers on it, but the ones they have are well placed.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Dan Musial.
Hey, yes, Matt. Hey, Dustin. Your relationship with Jim Crane through the Floridian, I just wanted to know how important that was for you to be here for this for this inaugural event here in the redesigned Memorial Park Golf Course?
Yeah, yeah, Jim, obviously he's a good friend of mine, and I play a lot of golf with Jim and at the Floridian. So, and he's a big supporter of the game, and yeah, I mean what he did here is I think is wonderful, and yeah, obviously it's important for Jim to get a lot of nice play, a lot of good players here, and to have a successful event, and I think. With the field here this year, I think he's done a great job, and I'm sure he's very proud of that.
I know he's a competitive golfer. Can you give
Absolutely.
us a quick critique of his game?
Jim's a really good player. He's probably scratch golfer, so he can golf it. He hits it really well. If he putts well, he's going to play good.
Thanks, Dustin.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to Mark Berman with Fox 26.
Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, great. What is it like, I know you've been down this road before, but to carry the number one golfer tag in the rankings, what is it like to have that as maybe as a target, if you will?
I mean, I don't know. To me, it's not really any different than any other number. I mean, yeah, it's a ranking, but for me, it doesn't really feel any different. I feel like going into a tournament, no matter what tournament it is, especially over the last 4, 5, 6 years, I kind of always had a bit of a target on, as far as I've been one of the best players at the tournament. So yes, I enjoy being number one. It's a very big accomplishment, and it's where I want to be at all the time. But obviously there's so many great players in the game right now, it's very difficult to stay at number one. And but it's something that drives me to practice harder and practice better and try to get better all the time.
Does it ever hit you? I mean, I know you're focused on playing well, shot by shot, tournament by tournament, but the ranking says you're the number one golfer in the world. Does that ever hit you in any kind of crazy way, or you're just kind of used to it now? It's like water off a duck's back.
I've gotten used to it. Yeah, obviously at the beginning, it's a little bit of, it's fun, and it's kind of a little bit kind of it's kind of hard to grasp, but I've been in the situation for enough time now to where it's it's not that hard to believe. But yeah, definitely at the beginning it's a little surreal.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Adam Shupak with Golf Week.
Hey, Dustin, I'm just wondering, do you consider this the best stretch of golf that you played before this happened with COVID?
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. I was pleased with the way I was playing, and I was very consistent every day, and I liked the way I was striking. I liked the way I was doing everything really. So yeah, I was very pleased with it. Yeah, it was probably equally as good as 17.
And what are you hoping to accomplish or see in your game this week?
I mean, for me, it's just getting reps is all. If I hit a couple good shots, I'll be happy. And but yeah, it's more about just getting some reps and playing and practicing and obviously getting ready for next week. It's obviously I've had way more time off than I wanted coming into Augusta, and so for me, it's just kind of being out here and practicing and like I said, getting some reps in. Because I definitely didn't plan on having this much time off.
And what shows did you binge any shows during that 11-day stretch?
I mean, there's probably one you can name that there isn't one that you can name that I didn't watch. I don't think I ran through all of them.
What was the best?
Probably my favorite show right now would be Yellowstone.
All right, I'll have to watch that one. Thanks.
It's a good one.
Okay, Dustin, we have time for 2 more questions.
Thank you.
First, we have from Dale Robertson with the Houston Chronicle. Does playing in front of few or no fans affect your thought process, or does it just feel like practice?
For me, it's honestly, I really enjoy the fans, especially when I'm playing, in the tournament. Don't miss them, that much during practice days, just because it's much easier to get stuff done. But during the golf tournament, I miss them. For me, I like the fans. It helps me, focus. It took me a little while to get used to having no fans out here, like especially the first few days. But come Sunday, whether there's people or no people, for me, I feel exactly the same. Especially coming down the stretch.
And Dustin, you'll love this. We'll take the last question with Doug Ferguson.
Yay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That was kind of my same question. I wanted you to go back to Harding Park, more so than Wingfoot. Was that awkward as much as you tend to feed off energy of fans? Was that awkward to play that back nine without them? And what do you think it'll be like at Augusta?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely strange, especially at a major, on a Sunday. Especially for me, because I've been in the situation. I've got a lot of experience in that situation. So where a lot of the guys that were playing, haven't done that or haven't been there and, experienced what it's like to be in a major, especially come the back nine on a Sunday. It's a lot, even teeing off, really. It's a whole different ball game when there's, 40, 50,000 people there. And then, yes, Augusta will be very different next week, just because obviously I played it with no people there, just, for fun. And then, obviously playing during the Masters, even practice rounds is, the golf course, it looks like a different golf course. So it'll be, it's still going to be good. It's Augusta, it's the Masters. I'm going to enjoy it, but the look's going to be quite strange.
DJ, when someone says, what are the roars like at Augusta, what comes to mind for you, whether if it was for you or someone else?
It's unbelievable. You can almost, you kind of know, especially after being there for a while, you can tell like what kind of roars they are, like whether someone made an eagle on 13 or 15 or a hole-in-one on 16, like, you kind of know what they are and who did it without even looking at a leaderboard.
Perfect. Thanks. Go take a break.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm tired. Wear me out.